Hello and welcome back to another Talk and Tell video. In today's one, we're going to be looking at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 5. And finally, it's a brand new story, so I can actually talk about this a lot more now, so yeah. Oh boy, so yeah, with this issue I was quite curious because I haven't read this series in like a year or two, so I've forgotten a lot of stuff that happened in the series, and I was quite curious to see how to be continuing on the story from last issue, because with the last few issues they've been adapting the episodes from the show, and with it they did leave off some like cliffhanger kind of stuff, but I didn't think they'll just completely forget about it entirely and just start from scratch. It did feel weird to just drop pretty much everything, like the whole crystal thing, having been Rocksteady there, Baxter's gone, Shredder's in the sub now. I don't know, because on one hand, I do like how it's like trying to give us new stories, more stories in this universe, the 87 stuff and all that kind of stuff. I know that's not in the 87 universe, but you know what I mean. But at the same time, it just feels so weird that I just drop everything and just, we're like, yep, okay, let's move on. I just don't know how to really, what to really say of that, so yeah. And then also we do have the introduction of Man Ray, or Ray Fillet and all that kind of stuff, which was like quite nice to see, like this is where his origins were, and also like really great to see that another character appeared in the comics first and then made his appearance in TV shows and movies and stuff like that later on. So like that's really nice to see like here. And I do have my quarrels with like Ray Fillet in terms of what he does as a character, but I don't hate him. It's just that I feel like he could be one of those annoying people that you can't be around too much, because with what he does with the environmental stuff, which is not bad, it's just, well, we've seen what those people can do in the past few years, and oh boy, but it is a good message, I'll at least give him that. So yeah, okay, so with the actual main story itself, we do get to see the Turtles. They're at a aquarium, and they're just looking at the fishes, and this random man comes over and be like, oh yes, that fish there, is actually a ray, a manta ray, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm very confused on how Man Ray or Ray Fillet gets his name, because at the end Mikey goes, it's like a manta ray, so I don't know if that's supposed to be his original name or what, but it's there. I want to say. But we do get to see Shredder. He's there with being Rocksteady, and aside about the relationship here, it's not as good as the show, but I think that's only because you can't hear them talking. But like, I could definitely feel like the energy between them was definitely there from the show. I really did enjoy like one bit where Shredder's like, yes, X plays part of Dimension X. I mean, I was hoping to see like more of their relationship. It's just perfect. I'd say definitely like one of the highlights from the show, but it's amazing how they can carry it over to the comics a little bit better as well. So yeah, but we do get to see the Turtles. They're leaving the aquarium, and that's when the guy that was there at the aquarium, he goes off to see a power plant, and it's like, oh yes, well this power plant, it's like violated so many health and safety codes. And then just picks up some mutagen. It's like, well, maybe I should have picked up some gloves. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. He's going through a sewer. He's like, yes, maybe I should have got some gloves. Like, what were you thinking? But he does turn into Man, or Ray Fillet. I'm just going to call him Ray Fillet now on. And I don't understand, because I got a feeling that he probably will touch some other life forms along the way, or something along those kind of lines. But somehow he turns into Ray Fillet. But being Rocksteady, they see the Turtles, and they decide to shoot a torpedo at them. But Ray Fillet, he catches the torpedo and sends back to the submarine that being Rocksteady were on, and decides to plant bombs on them. But we do have the Turtles. They get over to New York, and the submarine's already over there, and the Turtles go down, find the submarine, and the gumball, and start fighting and all that kind of stuff. And Ray Fillet's like, oh yes, I'm about to blow up a submarine. Oh no, the Turtles on there, I've got to go save them. So the Turtles, being Rocksteady, they'll get out safely. Shredder escapes because it's Shredder, what do you expect? But he encounters Ray Fillet, and this is what I find to be like so hilarious with the meeting, just because, I mean, it's just like, it's these two characters, they're fighting and all, and then it's just so weird, just like with the extremes that they go to, because, you know, like, have two characters like punching and kicking each other, and so Shredder like takes a swipe at like Ray Fillet, But then Wraithblade just rips off his like breathing like his oxygen mask, and then proceeds to like basically drown the bastard. And then just pulls up to the surface and is like, ah yes, I've done the world a good. I mean, it's a very bold ending. I'll give them that. And Shredder just wakes up and just kicks him and then just pisses off. So again, very bold ending. But yeah, so then after that, Wraithblade meets Tails and is like, well, I can't speak because I'm down in the water. So then he just swims away, but I don't understand why he doesn't like go in the water and then stands there for a while to actually talk with them. So yeah, but then for the ending, we do get to see that the 4th of July fireworks they go off, and that's pretty much it for this issue. So yeah. Yeah, wow, this is a very hectic issue with a lot of stuff that was crammed into this one. And I have to say that for their first issue, not really the first issue, but for the first story, it was like a nice change, because a lot of problems which I had with the first like several issues, I didn't hate them, I just didn't really see the point in them, because when looking at like the 2003 comics, when they were adapting the episodes, but at least added something new to the stories where it was like seeing it from a different perspective. But with the A7 one, they were just adapting the episodes and adding nothing to it and only making them worse. So at least here, there was an actual story, it was paced out really nicely. There was actual backgrounds, which I know we shouldn't be too surprised, but at the same time, looking at the past few issues, yeah, we should be surprised. I mean, just like, wow, I mean, I know that like none of them were like really anything too like special or anything, but at least there was backgrounds, like, oh my god. So yeah, and then also like some other stuff. I mean, like Wraithblade, like I already said, it's really great to see his character finally introduced into this universe and all that kind of stuff, and seeing it being happen here. And I don't think it's like messaging all that kind of stuff isn't as strong here as like other issues, but it's nice to know that like there are elements of it like planted in this issue. So like yeah, I mean, I'd say that overall this whole issue was very good. I mean, it wasn't one of the best ones. I don't think it's like one of the strongest ones they've written, but I think that like for starting off as like one of their like brand new like stories for and this like series, I think they did a pretty good job of like trying to do something new, fresh and fun while keeping it in line with the A7 universe. And this, yeah, it's perfect. I do think that like had they kept on going with the episode stuff, it would have been good enough, but I think it definitely would have run into a lot of problems. But I'm no annoyed that it didn't continue on some of the stories, but other than that, I think it's a pretty decent issue, and if you haven't read it, I would somewhat recommend it, but don't go into it thinking it's going to be the best story ever or anything like that. So, yeah, that's going for today, guys. If it doesn't, please share, subscribe and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.